Alright, what's going on, y'all? Okay, so this is going to be the first video in this series. It's going to be where I test the Slow N Sear. Now, like I said in the last video, the two major things I really have a problem with the Slow N Sear is the shape of it and also the water trough. Not necessarily the quality. I did question the quality at one time until I actually got my hands on it. I was told, you know, actually get your hands on it, actually feel one. And I did, and you know what? I kind of got won over with the quality of it. It is some nice thick steel, has some nice weld. That's really cool. But is it really magical? So I'm gonna make my predictions first. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the small charcoal baskets, and one of the small charcoal baskets actually holds 35 coals. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna burn that, I'm also gonna put 35 coals into the Slow N Sear. But here's my predictions. Those of you that are Slow N Sear fans, this is a good thing. The Slow N Sear, I think, is going to actually gonna last longer, because when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at both of them. The one charcoal basket has holes along the side, so heat's going to go out a lot quicker and it's going to burn down a lot faster than a Slow N Sear, where it's actually is contained on the inside. I would actually show you, but I left those on the porch because I'm getting ready to do this test. So, but I'll show you when I get out there exactly what I'm talking about. So heat is more contained. I mean, it's basically, it's 5th grade science. I mean, you learn this in science. So the heat is just going to go up, and it's surrounded by the body of the Slow N Sear, and the bottom is where the air comes up. I mean, it makes sense. I'm going to burn both of them. I'm going to burn so there's going to be about 35, 36 coals in each one. I'm going to light probably about 7 coals in each one. Put them in there. I'm just going to let them burn and see how long it takes for them to burn. And then I might do another test. I'm doing this on a Thursday night, so this is nighttime right now. And I'd like to thank everybody that actually commented on my last video. You were actually were a lot nicer than what I thought I was going to get. Not as many dislikes I got as well. So I really appreciate that. And also appreciate you big YouTubers that actually came out and actually commented on the video. It's pretty bad that a negative video has to pull people in. Oh well, I'll take it no matter which way I get it. This one's gonna be testing the Slow N Sear burn time. My predictions, the Slow N Sear is gonna win, and it should win. For the price you pay, it should win. My thing is it worth the money? Is it worth the money? You know, so that's what I'm going to test. Is the Slow N Sear worth the, you know, $130 to $310? Let's get into this. And by the way, I am going to do a fair assessment of all this. Despite what my feelings may be, I'm still going to give you guys a great, accurate test. The best test that I can possibly think of. And the whole time, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing the whole entire way through. So let's get started. Enough talking. All right, so what I'm going to be using for this test is going to be the Kingsford Professional. Let's go ahead and get these coals numbered out to show you that I am using 35 in each one. All right, so here we go. So we've got right here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 35. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 35 and 35. Okay. I'm going to put these all in here, the charcoal basket. All but, and then right over here is the bits, like the small bits and stuff. So I'm not putting those in. Okay. And I'm leaving 70s out. 7. Okay, there we go. So I've got 70s left out. Now I'm gonna put these, because there's a hole in the bottom here, just so I can travel it. I'm gonna put these in here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to light these all together. Then I'm going to put 7 in Slow N Sear. Then I'm going to put 7 into the, then I'm going to put 7 into here. Then it's going to burn them all together at one time. 7. All right, there we go.
Yep, it's made with bits of real panther, so you know it's good. It's quite pungent. Oh yeah. It stings the nostrils.
Okay, time right now is, I go by military time. Right now it's 7:54. Those coals over there I just lit takes 8 minutes. So at 8 o'clock, I'm going to take 7 out, and here we go. 7's going to go over here in Slow N Sear, then 7's going to go over there in the corner of the other stainless steel 304 stainless steel charcoal basket over there. Then we're just going to let them burn. I fully expect the Slow N Sear to win this, because it is solid right here and all around here. It's going to funnel the heat upwards, where this heat's going to escape out the sides and the coals should burn a lot sooner. So 5 more minutes. Okay, it just hit 8 o'clock. There you go, 2000. Just so you know, this is how a test is conducted. You show your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then these other ones. Go right there. Okay. All right, so we in agreement? 7, 7, coal. In fact, I'll even put this one right here. All right, there we go. All right, so right now it's 8 o'clock, just showed you, and I'll check back here in a couple hours and see where we're at. Oh yeah, one more thing. The dampers are gonna be completely open, okay? So I got the dampers completely open on this. There we go. All right, all sealed up. In fact, I'll even put the, this is going this way, so it's neutral. I'll put the vent right here in the neutral side. All right, it's pretty fair. Let's see where we're at in 2 hours. All right, so we're like 20 minutes in, and I went and got my temp gauge off of my barrel house cooker, just to try to keep see what the temperature's gonna be doing. All right, so it is right now 10 o'clock. Let's see, it's been 2 hours. See how they're doing. Oh wow, look. This is surprising. So the Slow N Sear, with those charcoals in there, has 1, 2, 3 that still haven't gotten touched. On the other side, look at all those that haven't even been touched yet. This is surprising, actually. I was fully expecting the Slow N Sear to actually burn slower. Wow, these are going to be out within a while. This is very interesting findings. At worst, they're tied right now. So that's what we got right now. Gonna put the lid back on and let go a couple more hours. Okay, so right now it is 11 o'clock. That's exactly 3 hours. Let's see what we got. All right. As you can tell, let me take this off the stand here. Slow N Sear barely has any coals. You got one there that still hasn't burned up yet. You got that one. And then the stainless steel charcoal basket, you have a lot of coals still in there, which is actually shocking to me. I'm really surprised. I really thought the Slow N Sear would last, the coals would last longer in there. However, this is not the only test I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give this 1 more hour, which would be 4 hours, and I'm gonna call it at 4 hours. So let's see what we got in 4 hours. I'll put the lid back on and that's it. All right, so it is 11:25. I was gonna check in an hour, but there you go. I'm gonna call this. Slow N Sear loses on this one. The regular charcoal basket wins by far. So I could probably go by another half hour, 45 minutes on this. I want to see how long I can actually go on this. So these are my findings. Almost all the coals are out of the Slow N Sear, and about half the coals are still inside the regular charcoal basket. Actually, I'd say probably less than half. I'd say probably about a third of the charcoals are still in there. So, but this is not the only test I'm going to do. Tomorrow I'm going to do another test, a bigger test. So this is not the only test I'm going to do. So that's it. The first point goes to the regular charcoal basket, which I'm actually very surprised. I personally thought the Slow N Sear was going to win on that one. So hey, I'm doing thorough tests like I promised y'all. So I'll be back here in about another 30, 45 minutes to see how the regular charcoal basket is. Time now is 12:10. So last time I checked on this was 11:25. And there are still coals burning. Oh, hold on, let me see what the temperature was. And it was just right below 200. So I'm gonna call this test done. There's your winner right there. So this one outlasted a Slow N Sear by, half hour. Okay, so what I did here was a small scale test. I did the amount of coals that goes into the small charcoal basket. But what I'm gonna do tomorrow is I'm gonna match, ABC came out recently with a video where they put the Slow N Sear against the snake method. There's a lot of holes in that video that I didn't really agree with, and I could probably pick the video apart, but I'm not gonna do that. Instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 80 coals that he used in that video, and I'm gonna do the same thing in this Slow N Sear, and now I'm going to take 80 coals and I'm going to put it into the 2 charcoal baskets that I have. But I'm not going to do them all together. I'm going to do them separately. So it's going to be a long day of burning coals, but you know, this is the testing that should be done. You label your stuff. You put your timestamps. You show your work. That is what science is. That is what research is. That's how it's done. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
All right, y'all, so this is day number 2. That experiment I did yesterday really, actually, honestly surprised me. I honestly thought that the Slow N Sear would have blown the other little regular charcoal 304 stainless steel charcoal baskets out of the water. Well, I was wrong. So today we're going to go full scale. I'm going to use the ABC video they did with the Slow N Sear versus the snake method. They used 80 coals in that. So I'm going to use 80 coals in the Slow N Sear, then I'm going to use 80 coals in the regular 304 stainless steel charcoal baskets, but I'm going to do them at separate times. This is what we got. So there we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last time I counted, 10 times 8 is 80 coals. So Slow N Sear is up first. I'm going to take 16 of these. So 2. Okay. So I'm taking 20% of these coals. If you remember, in that first test, I used 7 of 35, so that's 20% of the coals. So it's only fair if I use 20% of the coals to light up and then pour into there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to light 20 coals and I'm going to pour it into the basket. I'm just going to let it burn and see how long it takes for it to burn out. ABC, their video, they went to 200 degrees, so I'll use that as a guide. I think 200 degrees is still a viable temperature to cook at. I would normally go to probably 150, but I'm gonna use their video as a guide, so I'm gonna go to 200 as well. So at 200, I call the test off. Let's get started. Right now it's 9:04 a.m. is what it is right now. Let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna let the coals get hot. I'm gonna let that go for 8 minutes. Right now it's 9:10. I'm gonna let it go to 9:18. I'm gonna pour those coals in. Let me show you what I got here. This is how I set up the Slow N Sear. Okay, so the 16 coals are gonna go right here. Just gonna let it burn. I'm gonna leave it alone and just let it burn. I'll probably come back out here in about 4 or 5 hours and see how it is. I'll be time stamping everything. 9:18. 8 minutes later.
We were in the information society.
Now, can we all agree that that looks fair? Okay? Is that a fair summation? Okay, there we go. Let's see how long it takes for it to get down to 200 degrees. See, I'm gonna put the vent, I'm gonna put it on the opposite side. And I'll do the same thing with the other one. So, right there. Then this is gonna go right here. And I'll be working off of that temp gauge right there. That one's the one I'll be working off of. All right, so right now the time is 9:18, 9:19, because, well, a minute doesn't last too long. It only lasts a minute. I'll keep you all informed. We'll be back in, I don't know, maybe 5-6 hours and see how it's doing. All right, so it's been right about 1 hour and 15 minutes. It is 10, let me show you the time. 10:35. The smoker seems to be pegged right around 400 degrees. I have the flues completely wide open because I just want to see just how hot it's actually going to get. But even when I do the regular charcoal baskets, the flue, the dampers are going to be completely open as well, just to try to see how quickly or just how long it takes to burn all those coals out. So let me show you. 400 degrees is where it's at right now. After an hour, we've got that much burn edge right there. Okay. I will be back in I don't know. We're gonna go out and do stuff, and I'll come back, and I'm sure this here will be like this in 5 more hours. So I have no problem with that. So I'm sure 5-6 more hours, there's still gonna be coals in here burning, and it's not gonna get down to 200 degrees. So right now it's 400, man. Okay, time now is 12:48. I got this on at 9:18 this morning. It has been 3.5 hours. The temperature peaked at 450 degrees, and you can tell right now it's sitting there at 325. So when it hits 200, this test is over for the Slow N Sear. Let's lift the lid, see what we got. All right, Slow N Sear. The charcoals have diminished dramatically. See that? There's only about 25% left. The flue, well, the damper is still open, wide open, and I'm gonna do this the same thing with the other two. When I do the other two, I'm gonna put those in here, and I'm gonna keep the damper open so it's even across the board. The other test I've seen, they actually they did kind of like low and slow, so they did between like 225 and 250, I guess, and it went for 16.5 hours. Well, that's what they said. Okay, so let me check the time. Time now is 2:25. It has hit 200 degrees. We were out shopping, just got home, and the temperature is at 200 degrees right there. I call this test over with the Slow N Sear. So 5 hours. 5 hours is how long it lasted. And let's see how many coals we got. There's the amount of coals we got right there. Okay, that's 5 hours. Next, I'm going to get the other regular charcoal baskets. I'm gonna count out 80 coals. I'm gonna count out 80 coals, do that test, and see how long it goes. Of course, it ran hotter because there was more air coming in. If the Slow N Sear does this great job, feasibly, the other method I do, I'm gonna do the same exact way, should last less than 5 hours. So 5 hours right now is what the other one needs to be. All right, y'all, so here goes the last test. Now, I'm not doing this low and slow. I'm gonna be shutting down the dampers, in half and everything else. Because see, the variables are the same. I'm doing the same amount of coals in both tests. I'm doing the same amount of lit charcoal in the corners, and I'm also doing the same open dampers as well. So everything being the same should get basically kind of like the same result. So I'm not trying to stack it one way or the other. And quite frankly, I don't have, the time to sit around and wait for this many hours. But so far, in this test, we got 5 hours for the Slow N Sear, 80 coals to burn, and for it to get down to a temperature of 200 where I stopped the test. It got to a maximum temperature of 450 degrees. I actually expected a Slow N Sear to actually go a lot longer. So now is the time to go with the regular 304 stainless steel charcoal baskets. And with these, since I got two of them, I'm probably gonna do one way, probably do another way, and probably bridge over the coals over to the other one. So let's see what we got. Okay, so what we have here, once again, using Kingsford Professional Competition briskets, have two stainless steel charcoal baskets. It's going to be that's going to be the carrier of the coals, and then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 times 8, of course, is 80. And just like the other one, we're going to take 16 out because that's 20% of the coals. So we got 2, 16. So these are going to go into the charcoal baskets. All right, let's get these into the Weber. All right, so this is how I have this one set up. Okay, so I have the two here. Okay, I'm gonna pour the 16 coals right here. It's gonna ignite these. It's gonna kind of bridge over to go into this other one right here. The width of this is still about the approximate size of the Slow N Sear. I'll show you. Still about the same size, same width as a Slow N Sear. Plus, you gain space over here in case you want to put like so a couple cans of water. You can put them right here, and you can set this up for low and slow. So let's get the I'm gonna get the coals lit, and let's get this thing started.
Yep, it's made with bits of real panther.
Alright, it is now 4:22. 8 minutes has passed. Time to pour the coals in. Once again, the vent is going opposite of the coals, just like we did on the other ones, keeping everything the same in testing. Dampers wide open, both sides. Same amount of coals, same amount of heated coals, and I'm showing you my timestamps. So you know exactly what I'm doing at exactly the at the exact time. This is the way tests and experiments are done. I cannot stress this enough. So right now the time is 6:22. Temperature is right about what it was with the Slow N Sear. It's right around 400 degrees, maybe about 390, 395. Let's see what it looks like inside. Looks like the coals have gone ahead and have bridged over. Basket here is ignited. It looks like now it's started over to the next basket. But those are all unlit coals right there. So those are all starting to light. Now it's going to move over there. It's going to start lighting all those. So it's been 2 hours. It's going to be pretty close. So Slow N Sear lasted 5 hours doing this method. And this is hour 2. And just getting started over here on this side. Right there. So they actually are already lit up underneath. So this might go a little bit faster than what I thought it was going to. So the Slow N Sear may win this one. Okay, time now is 8:22. It has now been 4 hours. The temperature is just above, it's about 310 degrees. 310 degrees, 315. Let's see how many coals we got in there after 4 hours. All right, there we go. Holy crap, look at all this coal still in there. There's some in here that's still black. Got the black to it. So I haven't even burned yet. That is impressive. Not what I was expecting, honestly. Okay, I'll be back here another hour when it's 5 hours and see how we're doing. All right, so we have just passed the 5 hour mark. 5 hours was up at 9:22, is now 9:28, and we still have not yet quite hit 200. It's still above 200. I'm calling this at 200, so it is still going. So right now it has officially passed the Slow N Sear. Here we go. So how much coals we still have left. So this is after 5 hours. This has gone past and did better than the Slow N Sear. These results actually really surprised me. I was fully expecting the Slow N Sear, honestly, to last longer because of the shape and the way it is, to last longer than this. But this, as you can tell, there's still coals and there's a lot of ash. But there's still coals in there, it's still burning. Time now, 9:38. So 5 hours and 16 minutes, and I believe it is at 200. There you go, 200. A little bit, it's about 205, like 201, but we'll call it 200. So 200 degrees, and that's what we have left. Final words coming up. So basically, in conclusion, is the Slow N Sear worth the price tag? Worth the money? Well, there's a couple of things playing here. First off, the quality of it. I can't deny the quality. The quality is thick, it is great. But I was able to replicate and I was able to exceed the performance of the Slow N Sear. Now I know some of y'all are gonna say, but you didn't do the low and slow and all this other stuff. This is the thing, the variables in both were exactly the same. These are advertised as being magical, being revolutionary. I just, with some last year they were less than $40, 304 stainless steel charcoal baskets, was able to replicate the exact performance of the Slow N Sear. So even if I went to do, if I shut the dampers halfway down and I went to a lower temperature, the findings will still be the same. The two charcoal baskets, the 304 stainless steel, are gonna do as good, if not better, than the Slow N Sear. I know David says that the Slow N Sear is much more than just a charcoal basket. Okay, maybe he's right on that one. Maybe it is more than just a charcoal basket. But anyhow, these are my findings. This is what I found. Is the Slow N Sear worth the $130 to $300, I'll let y'all determine that. I just gave y'all the information. I just did the test. As far as me telling you, is it worth the money? You make that determination. I just did the test. I showed you guys the facts. I appreciate you guys for joining me. I know this has been really, really controversial, but however, I'm not done. I still have 2 more videos I'm going to do, but I want to make every single person out there a promise. Once I'm done with all this, I'm done with it for good. I have to do this test for my own good. I have to, because if I don't, it's just gonna irritate the crap out of me. And for those of y'all that say, you know, that I'm trolling, let me tell you something. Trolls don't have channels. Trolls usually have 0 subs and no videos. I'm not a sub. I'm a guy that had questions and I got blown off. I kept getting told, go away, kid, you're bothering me.
Go, I say go away, boy, you bother me.
So you know what? You tell me that, it means to me that you might have something to hide. So therefore, I have to do the test. Anyhow, like, subscribe. I'll see y'all next week. I'm not going to be doing anything on this series next week. I'm going to be doing modifications next week. So, see y'all next week.